For 8 at the close, and that a most unlikely score when you take into account the fact that at one stage they were 218 for 7. The bowling figures for England: Ellison remained the star, 5 for 77 from 31 overs and 9 maidens, a wicket each to Botham. Taylor, his first test match wicket, and 1 to Edmonds, with Embury used only right at the very end of the day's play, who I suspect thought they might get up to around about 400. Here's Ellison now, the very first ball of the day, preparing to bowl to Thompson.
So this has been a fine stand, and Ellison is the man who is going to attempt to break it. Had a marvellous spell yesterday, coming in for the first ball, the third day of this Cornhill Test. And through for a quick single, Gauss onto it quickly, and it's a good throw, and he's out, and it's a sensational start to the morning's cricket. Well, Gower's had a good day in the field. He's taken a brilliant catch yesterday and now responsible for a lovely pick-up and accurate throw. And Lawson, who played so very, very well here yesterday, has gone to the very first ball of the day, run out for 53, making Australia 335 for 9.
Yes, you really can't predict this game of cricket. I don't think there was any problems at all if they'd both gone 100%, but there was quite a bit of hesitation, and obviously lost at least a good yard there with the hesitation. Obviously lost at least a good yard there with the hesitation, and Gower feeling well and ran in, hitting the wicket, and unfortunately Jeff Lawson very angry with himself, and rightly so.
Extra gully has been put in now. Ellison then to Holland. And that's out. Beautifully taken. A third catch to Phil Edmonds. A sensational end to that innings. It's all over in the space of an over. And Richard Ellison finishes with 6 wickets. Bob Holland goes, as they say, without troubling the scorers, to leave Australia 335 all out. And things couldn't really have worked out better for David Gower this morning.
You can bet your life they couldn't. 335 and not even a full over bowled on this, the third morning. I reckon David Gower thought all his birthdays had come at once. Ellison finished up with 6 wickets, 6 for 77. Terrific performance from him. And England sent their openers out, Robinson and Gooch, at 11:15. Who would have thought that would have happened when the players were strolling onto the field at the start of play today? The bowling figures: Ellison 6 for 77 and a wicket each to Botham, Taylor and Edmonds. So Gooch and Robinson to open the innings for England. We pick up play now in the second over. McDermott is the bowler, and he's coming in to bowl to Robinson.
Well, it's a marvellous way to get off the mark. Beautiful, confident clip through mid-wicket for 4.
And McDermott here going right at the edge of the return crease, so the ball angling in quite a lot, and Tim Robinson there just helping on its way through mid-wicket, using the pace of the ball.
Lawson again to Gooch. Well, that's 4 runs, but I don't think Gooch is going to feel all that secure about that, because that could really have gone to hand. He wasn't quite to the pitch of it, a little bit of a way swing, but he was lucky, I think, to find a gap. That's 4 runs. Wide half volley. Had to go a fair way to reach it. In fact, just about finished up hitting it with a flat bat.
Almost majestic, this. Very, very wide. Touch of the West Indians there.
Gooch goes on to 10. Well, it's repeated. Took the better stroke this time. It's the third four already off Lawson, all taken off him by Gooch. And the latest statement of the long drawn-out Botham affair has just come to hand. Ian Botham is to be charged with displaying public dissent and will appear in front of a disciplinary committee at Lord's on the 28th of August. Seems a nice bit of timing. It's the eve of the last test match. McDermott still bowling to Robinson. It'll still be Tim Robinson again, as that's 4 to him this time.
Of course, Jeff Thomson needing one more English wicket to complete 100 against England, and one more to complete 200 wickets in a test career.
And there's no need for umpire David Constant to raise his finger. Jeff Thomson has taken his 200th wicket. 10 years ago he picked up Gooch. Long time between wickets, but it's the 200th for him. Graham Gooch out. Court Phillips bowled Thomson for 19.
And no question that this may look a little bit wide, but in fact it's swung away from the bat.
David Gower comes out now to join Robinson. 1 for 38 the score. No third man, and that'll be 4. Beautiful piece of bowling. Drew Robinson into the stroke with a slower ball. It was just too high for Simon O'Donnell. There's nothing wrong with the pitch. That was perfect bowling. Two good deliveries.
And quite a quicker delivery, coming back a bit there, that almost squeezed through Tim Robinson. The bat wasn't coming down straight, slightly across, and it nearly squeezed through.
It's an authoritative stroke from David Gower. And up comes the half century for England.
So it's Thomson again to Gower. That's another good shot. Plenty of time to get onto the back foot. Placed it beautifully this time. Well, a bit unlucky. He might just have been able to pull that out, but for that last-minute slip from Bob Holland. So Gower puts the no ball away for 4. That's a beautiful shot off the back foot. Thomson dropping short again and getting punished for it. 4 runs from the moment it left the bat. Thomson again to Robinson. And plays that very well indeed. Everything right about it this time. It races away for 4 runs.
that's an excellent shot, really, there, off the back foot. Just towards mid-off. Beautiful shot, that, and an amazing amount of power on this slow wicket to hit it there for 4 runs.
And Bob Holland is going to bowl his mixture of leg spin and top spin from the city end. And that's 4 runs. Dropped it short, it came off oh so slowly, turned a little bit, and judging that turn, cracked it away wide of the middle. And that's the stroke repeated, beautiful shot. It's the front foot this time, it races away under the scoreboard there. That's going to bring up the 100. So 2 superb shots from David Gower brings the England total onto 3 figures. 100 for 1 and come in very good time indeed.
3 more runs added to take the total up to 103 for 1 at lunch, with Gooch the sole success for Australia, giving Thomson that milestone in his cricket career. Gooch out for 19, Robinson 42 and Gower 30, and my word, they were looking menacing even at that stage of the day. We pick up play now in the 3rd over after lunch. 6 runs have been added. Simon O'Donnell is the bowler. He's coming into Tim Robinson. 4 runs. Fatal to bowl to Robinson around about his pads. I assume the Australians know it, but they continue to do so. 113 for 1 now, 49 to Robinson and 33 to Gower. There's the half-century for him. Once again, that ball ran about Robinson's pads, and once again he deals with it. Tim Robinson, 50 from 89 balls faced. 8 boundaries for him, and almost all of them from balls pitching on the half volley roundabout leg stump.
So Donald to Gower. Well, after a long wait, finally David Gower finds a boundary. Slow 3/4 of an hour after play. And finally we get that little burst, a short one from Gower, hooked away to a mid-wicket for 4. It's a good straight drive, beautifully placed by Gower. So the 100th partnership comes up for the 2nd wicket, taking his score on to 47 and Tim Robinson on 60. That's a single that Gower was looking for to take him to the half-century. Very good 50. He got away with a flourish, had a little quiet patch in the middle, but has come on again with a flurry of really decisive scoring shots. 50 off 92 balls, 7 fours in it, and that's the 26th time he's got to 50 in a test match. It doesn't include the 10 hundreds he's made. Lawson to Robinson. That's short, and that's 4 runs. Great stop this time.
seen a lot of great fielding in this series, but none better than that. Tim Robinson hitting it right in the middle of the bat.
Jeff Thompson now coming on at the City end, taking over from McDonald.
It's a cracking shot from David Gower. Didn't quite time it as he would have wished. It got down towards the middle of the bottom of the bat.
Really hitting it very hard, which David doesn't usually do. But, no danger there.
Beautiful stroke from David Gower. He picked the slower ball, waited on it, stroked it away beautifully for 3. They're never going to learn. I thought there were enough boundaries have been hit today by Robinson to indicate that that is very much his strength.
And the 150 partnership there. Lovely shot off his legs by Robinson.
Yesterday, that area away to the west of the ground was just a mass of black cloud. Well, today, nice silvery cloud with blue sky, and it all looks very good. The forecast is excellent. Crowd is very good. They've closed the gates, and members and reserve seat holders are packed in, and there's an air of good humour around, with England carrying the attack right on to Australia. Don't bother chasing that. Quite extraordinary how one moment the bowlers are bowling at the pads of the right hand, and the next moment, as though with a magnet, the ball's drawn towards the pads of the left-hander.
Yes, they've got the wrong computer working there, Richie. That really was a beautiful stroke from David Gower. No need to run when you hit him like that.
There's a great partnership between Tim Robinson and David Gower. 77 to Robinson, 80 to Gower, and they played some wonderful strokes there to delight this capacity crowd. The Australians fought back after tea. There was a quiet period where the batsmen couldn't get the bowlers away, and the 200 came up with yet another no ball bowled by the Australians. We pick up play now at 209 for 1. Jeff Lawson is the bowler, coming into Tim Robinson.
He's finally picked hold of one. Short one, and my word, he played that well. Holland coming round the wicket now. Looking for that little bit of rough with Gower facing. Well bowled. And must have been a fairly close decision that for David Gower. And once again, the bowler looks bewildered.
I know a lot of turn there, but a hell of a good piece of bowling. Completely beaten in the flight. Bob Holland pushed that one through, and it looked to me as though it might have turned too much.
Again, that cut shot played very nicely by Robinson. Good running by Gower. He's going to make it into 3 for the right-hander. .231 for 1. And a little race to the 3-figure mark. 96 for Robinson, 91 for Gower.
Change in the attack. Jeff Thompson replacing Jeff Lawson at the pavilion end.
No doubt where that's gone. Rattled away to the boundary. 100 to Tim Robinson, and a very, very good one as well. No doubt about that. Brilliant stroke. What a nice way to bring up the century. 193 balls, 12 fours. None of them better than that last stroke, and 273 minutes. And England just 98 behind, and still at least 27 overs to be bowled. Gallen Border got the fingertips to that.
Yes, I don't think there's much doubt that was a definite chance. Inside edge onto the pad.
.240 for one. That's a double century partnership. And these two batsmen looking extremely comfortable. 200 in only 320 balls faced. Thompson to Gower. Beautiful stroke. That's one for the memory. And even the bowler is clapping the stroke and the century. As Gower has gone on now to 101.
Well, David Gower won't play a much better shot than this, and what a way to go to your century. Perfect cover drive. Made off 170 balls with 13 fours. That's his 11th Test 100, and the 4th against Australia, and the 2nd on this ground. And it's been a very, very entertaining knock, as both these knocks have been, and really tremendous entertainment, capacity crowd. This is what cricket's all about, and what we've been lacking this summer, a bit of sunshine. .250 came up for England in 416 balls. Terrific scoring rate. No wonder that man is smiling. No ball. Probably not going to be the end of the frustrations for the Australians to have Robinson caught off a no ball. Then out at mid-wicket, couple of vessels. Really smashed that away past Vessels at short leg. Quite right. Wessel's moving away from short leg. That must have been very, very close indeed to him. Short of a length ball there. Gower going back and pulling it really hard. Thompson to Gower. Pretty to watch. Nice way to bring up the 1,000 first-class runs in 1985. Super shot. to Robinson. There's a good shot.
Picked that nicely. Got himself to the pitch of the ball and hit it beautifully straight.
Yes, and England showing the right tactics here. That if they're going to have a chance of winning this match, they've got to keep the score moving along tonight and get in front of that Australian total.
This is McDermott. And that's threw mid off for 4 runs. And even without a slip, he can't block all the gaps. And applause there for the 250 partnership. Still to be Holland. He's picked that one up with the swing out towards long on. Has it cleared? Yes, Sapno, the 2 arms aloft. It's 6 runs to David Gower.
I just have a feeling that David Gower's been waiting for that one. Picked that up beautifully.
Oh, he's gone for another one. Cracked this straight and a fine stroke for 4 this time. 300 goes up. Gower puts on the pressure. An interesting change. Alan Border decides it's time. He turned his arm over. It's going to come on from this pavilion end. And the ball to Gower, and should be sure he's got 3 men at least back on the leg side. A ring of 4 on the offside. Slow left arm is the usual style of Alan Border. It's a beautiful stroke through the offside. Races away for 4 runs.
And the skipper leading the charge now. Lovely footwork. Straight through extra cover.
We're going to see the medium quick of Simon O'Donnell now. And nobody need run for that one either. Let's see the sort of strokes you can play when you've got 140 odd to your name.
Yes, the wide flat bat whistling through point, and England well on the way to overhauling Australia now. We should be well in front by the end of the day's play.
Six and 19 fours now, and is not to date. 4 more wanted for the 150. There's some quite incredible shots in the last 20 minutes. That takes him to 150. I don't know whether you call it a cut or a drive, somewhere between the two. But it found the boundary edge, and it's 151 out of 331. Remarkably good innings, this. Well, that was a bad ball as Holland comes back short outside the off stump, crashed through the offside by Gower, and it's 4 again. 3:37, England have gone ahead. .338 means that this pair now have added exactly 300 runs. long time since Graham Gooch went for 19 when the total was 38. A magnificent stand for the second wicket. He's now gone on to exactly 300. 20 for this big Edgbaston crowd to cheer about. Not too often do you get 300 stands. It's not McDermott, but Jeff Thompson who's going to be given this final over. Let's face it, he's taken all the wickets that have gone down today. 1 for 72. There's a no ball. And one more ball in the over, sliced away down the third man. And it's sufficient to see England pass the 350 mark. 351 just for the loss of Graham Gooch. And he's rounded off the day with an absolutely glorious extra cover drive. Couldn't see anything much better than that.
You certainly don't, and what a magnificent innings it was from David Gower today. 169 not out. Tim Robinson played wonderfully well also, 140 not out, and they absolutely slaughtered the Australian bowlers. And there's still plenty of batting to come there. Gatting, Lamb and Botham before you get down to the useful all-rounders. The bowling figures for Australia: only the one success, Jeffrey Thompson, 16 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 80. The rest were hammered. I know now what the St. Valentine's Day massacre must have been a little bit like. And you can get a good idea of the way the Australians were annihilated today if you have a look at the run rate. When the Australians batted, they were just fractionally under 50, which is a very good performance. But England are up almost to 70, having batted through a day of a test match. The over rate, incidentally, from the Australians, absolutely appalling. When play began